My name is Ethan Reed, and if someone had told me 12 months ago that my 4-year relationship would blow up over a guy named Ryan Carter, I would have laughed until I cried. Life, though, it loves turning the most absurd jokes into brutal reality. I still remember the exact second it happened. Thursday night, nothing special on the calendar, just an ordinary quiet evening. I just finished cooking when my girlfriend of 4 years, Chloe Evans, came through the door wearing a little smile that wasn't for me anymore. It was tiny, smug, almost victorious. "Ethan," she said, pushing a piece of her caramel hair behind her ear, "we need to talk." If you've ever been in a few years deep with someone, you know those 4 words feel like a fire alarm and a death sentence rolled into one. I didn't freak out. Staying cool under pressure has always been my default setting. She folded her arms, shifted her weight from one foot to the other, and just let it rip. I met someone else. Someone better. No stutter, no tears, just cold, practiced certainty, like she'd said it to the mirror 100 times. I stayed quiet. I figured I'd let her keep talking, let her sit in the silence she suddenly seemed so comfortable owning. She always read my quiet as weakness anyway. "It's Ryan," she added, and her voice actually brightened, part relief, part thrill. "I know you always thought he was just some goofy friend, but we clicked. Like really clicked. He gets me in ways you never did." She was waiting for the big reaction. Yelling, pleading, maybe even tears. Something worthy of a movie scene. Instead, I started chuckling. Soft at first, then louder than I meant to. Her smirk flickered. "What's so funny?" I wiped my eyes, caught my breath, and said, "Ryan." "Oh, Chloe, trust me, you do not want to know." For the first time that night, her confidence wobbled. We'd known Ryan for 2 solid years. Well, she knew him. I put up with him. He drifted through our friend group like a balloon somebody forgot to tie down. Always there, impossible to miss, but never really attached to anything real. He was the guy who bragged about his crypto millions after losing most of his money. The guy who wore sunglasses inside because he thought it looked edgy. The guy who borrowed $20 with a charming grin and paid you back 6 months later with a story instead of cash. But Chloe never saw the red flags. She saw depth. She saw sensitivity. She saw a walking project she could fix. "Ethan, don't be mean," she snapped, but her voice shook a little now. "He's actually a good guy." "So is a golden retriever," I said. "Difference is, a golden retriever doesn't lie about working at SpaceX." Her face went scarlet. "You're just jealous." That's when I almost lost it again because jealousy wasn't even in the same zip code as what I was feeling. Disappointment? Sure. Sudden crystal clear vision? Absolutely. Relief wearing a clown nose? Pretty much. She rolled her eyes. "Look, I'm not here to fight. I'm telling you because I respect you." I raised an eyebrow. "You're dumping me for Ryan Carter out of respect." "Got it." Her mouth tightened. "I just want someone who actually sees me. Who listens. Who cares what I need." I nodded slowly. "Okay. I'm not gonna stop you." The shock on her face was instant. "Wait, what?" "That's it," I said. "That's it." For years she'd been certain I'd crumble without her. She honestly believed she was the only thing keeping me emotionally alive. So the idea that I might just let her leave, that I might actually be fine, it rattled her more than any screaming match ever could. "You're taking this way too well," she said. "I'm taking it realistically." "Ethan, say something real. Don't just shut down." "I'm not shutting down," I told her. "I'm accepting the decision you already made." She stared at the floor. For the first time, the certainty cracked, and I saw doubt creep in like a hairline fracture in glass. After a beat, she muttered, "I'm gonna grab some stuff." I stepped aside. "Go for it." She started down the hallway, then spun back around. "You're seriously going to regret this. One day you'll wake up and realize I was the only person who ever really cared." I looked her straight in the eye, totally calm. "Then I guess that'll be an interesting day." That one landed. I saw it hit. But the real reason I'd laughed, the punchline I kept in my pocket, wasn't something I was ready to give her yet. Because here's the thing. Ryan wasn't the plot twist. Chloe was. 3 weeks earlier, Ryan had accidentally texted me instead of some landlord. He was trying to lock down an apartment for him and this amazing girl he was moving in with. He thought he was texting the property manager, but he left his phone on the coffee table during a group hangout, screen lighting up like Times Square. The messages weren't from a guy building a future. They were from a guy who had no clue what a future even cost. The landlord had run a simple employment check. Turns out Ryan wasn't working at SpaceX, Tesla, or anywhere else. That job offer was an unpaid 2-week trial at a startup that went under before the free snacks ran out. His big crypto comeback? Turned a couple $100 into 50. His savings? 3 maxed out credit cards. And the kicker? He told the landlord not to worry about rent because his girlfriend could cover most of it until he got back on his feet. He didn't say her name, but come on. Chloe always wanted to be the savior. She loved broken wings she thought she could mend. She mistook chaos for passion and potential for a personality. So yeah, that's why I laughed. Not because she chose him. Because she thought she'd won the lottery when she'd actually just adopted a hurricane. She came back out with a small duffel bag over her shoulder. Classic Chloe, every exit had to feel cinematic. I'll get the rest this weekend, she said. Sounds good. She hovered by the door. You really don't have anything else to say? I shrugged. You made your choice. I'm just letting the universe do its thing. She hated when I talk like that, calm, detached, logical. Funny enough, it's the same thing she used to say she loved about me when we first met. Back then she called it steady. Now she called it cold. She opened the door. Cold night air rushed in. Ryan's waiting outside. Of course he was. Probably leaning against his lease Civic wearing those stupid sunglasses, playlist ready, thinking he looked like Ryan Gosling. Good luck, Chloe, I said, and I meant it. She blinked, thrown off that there was zero sarcasm in my voice. Then she walked out. Door clicked shut. Quiet. I didn't run after her. Didn't fall apart. Didn't put her last words on repeat. I just sat at the kitchen table, breathed deep, and let the silence wrap around me like the first good night's sleep in years. And honestly, for the first time in forever, I felt light. The next morning I woke up rested. Made coffee, opened the blinds, enjoyed the sunlight like it was brand new. My phone had 3 texts, all from Chloe. Can we talk? Something happened. Please call me, it's important. I didn't answer. I ate breakfast slowly, peacefully. An hour later she started calling. I let it ring 3 times. 4th time I picked up, not because I wanted to save her but because curiosity is human. Her voice was small and shaky. Ethan. Can I come over? No. Please. I really need to talk. What happened? I asked, already knowing. Long pause. Then almost a whisper. Ryan asked me to lend him a ton of money. Said it was temporary. I asked why and he lost it, said if I loved him I'd just trust him. Then he peeled out and left me on the curb. I rubbed my forehead. Sounds like a you and Ryan problem. Ethan, he's not who I thought. I know. She went dead quiet. What do you mean you know? I could have spilled everything right then, the apartment text, the fake job, the credit card disaster, all of it. I could have handed her the truth on a silver platter. Instead I just said, because you were never the priority, Chloe. You were the backup plan. Silence. Then I messed up, she whispered. Can I please come home? I took the same slow breath I used to take before riding out one of her storms. This isn't your home anymore. She sucked in air like she was about to argue, but nothing came out. You wanted something better, I said. Go live with it. Ethan. Goodbye, Chloe. I hung up. 2nd time in 2 days I let her walk away. This time I didn't laugh. This time it didn't hurt. This time it just felt clear. Some breakups don't need revenge. Some just need the truth to do its thing. And sometimes the kindest, funniest move you can make is simply to step aside and let someone else's choices catch up with them. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.